All right, so we got one. I'm gonna wait a minute, wait for some more people to get in here because I don't. Oh, we got two. Ziggy, 1 minute started now.
1 minute, starting now.
When the timer goes off, we'll start. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about breaking news. Oh my God, breaking news! So that's why we're doing it on both channels today. Breaking news. Now, I will warn anybody: if you're a Catholic, do not watch this live stream. I'm telling you that one more time. If you're Catholic, do not watch this live stream. That's all you need to know. I'm giving you a warning. So ladies, all right, Ziggy, shut up. We got enough people in here. So we'll go on camera for this one. So a new dope has been declared by the Vatican. A new dope. Okay? Because I don't believe in the Catholic Church. I never liked the Catholic Church, and the guy means nothing to me. But he's a religious figure, emo. How dare you make fun of the fun of the Pope? I've been calling the Pope the dope since the 80s. Okay? So it's not a new thing. It also says in the Bible, I believe somewhere in the Bible, it says when everybody was selling things in God's temple, and Jesus Christ went in there and overthrew the tables and everything, he says, you're not supposed to worship anybody other than God. You're not supposed to put anybody on a pedestal and make them an idol. Like you're not supposed. I know this is a flashlight. You're not supposed to take a purple statue of Elvis Presley and go, "Oh my God, I idolize you, Elvis Presley." No, you're not supposed to do that. I've had issues. I call the Catholic Church. You know what I call the Catholic Church? This is why this is gonna piss people off. I call the Catholic Church the fuckless church. What do you think I would call the Catholic Church? The fuckless church. What do you think I would call it? The fuckless church. What do you think I would actually call it that? Because of the essaying of ABs. And instead of the church being silent about instead of, well, let me put it this way: when an essay of an AB happens, the church is all quiet about it. They transfer that priest to another fucking parish and they sweep it under the rug. No, you touch a kid, you get deflocked, you never go into another Catholic church again. But why don't they do that? Because the Catholic Church doesn't want to get fucking sued. That's why they don't do it. So if Rick Perry's a priest and he's essaying boys in California, well then they'll just move him to, well, we'll quietly, Rick, go pack your things and we'll quietly move you to another parish in Colorado. And then when he gets caught in Colorado, I'll quietly pack your things and let's move to the next parish and the next parish after that. That's one of the biggest reasons why I have no respect for the Catholic Church. No respect for the fucking church at all. Because instead of exposing these priests that are doing it, They just ship them off to another church. It's okay. It's fine. Because we don't want to get sued. That's why they do it. They hide it all under the fucking rug, and they just keep moving the asshole from church to church to church to church. And he keeps essaying and essaying and essaying and essaying more minors. And they allow it. I have no respect for the Catholic Church. I have never had respect for the Catholic Church because of that. The last time, I would say it was about 6 years ago, I happened to buy one of those. I don't remember if it was the Inquirer, or it was a tabloid magazine, the Star, the Examiner, the Inquirer. It was one of those. And in one of the fucking thing, it talked about, in this one article that they were doing in this magazine. You remember this? I don't remember. It had a 2-page spread, and it had icons across the page of where all the different. There was this one priest that changed churches 26 times, and it was published in one of those tabloid magazines. He should have been put in prison after the first time he did it. He should have been changed 25 plus times to another fucking church. To me, there is only one God upstairs. And you're not supposed to take something and say, oh, this is an idol, I worship it. You're not supposed to do that. So, there's not one man in the Catholic Church that's better than any other man in the Catholic Church. So I don't believe in the fucking dope. I'm sorry. And like I said, if this pisses you off, this is in my opinion. I don't believe in the Catholic Church. I don't believe in the dope. And I don't believe in allowing fucking priests that essay minors to go from church to church to church to church to church to church, and they don't stop it. I don't condone that. The essaying of babies. I don't condone that. I will never condone that. So, now this is the first time I've used this moniker on fucking YouTube. This is my first time I've ever used the REV before my fucking name. And yes, if you want to be technical, back in 2003, actually, I did it twice. I did it in 2010, and I did it in 2013 when I changed my name. All you gotta do is look up the Universal Life Church, and you can become an ordained fucking minister. That's right. I've been a goddamn minister since 2010 under the name Edward J. Scarrow. And then it got changed to Justin Edward James Nelson when I got married in 2013. Okay? So I actually went and did it twice. And I have both certificates with both credentials. But I don't come on YouTube and flaunt it. Because I don't like coming on YouTube and talking about religion. But everybody's making a big deal. Oh, a new dope has been declared. Oh, and it's the first American dope. Oh, my God. Doesn't make no difference to me. Now I will tell you a little bit about Emo's religious background. Okay. When Emo was born, Emo was Catholic. My mother and father at the time, well, my father was always an atheist, but my mother at the time when I was born was a Catholic. So you might as well say for the first 3 or 4 years of my life, Emo was a Catholic as a baby. Just my mother worked she had a LP license. She was a registered nurse. And I'll tell you what made the family leave the Catholic Church. You want to know what made the family leave the Catholic Church? Here it comes. So 1976, my mother's working as an LPN. I'm about 3.5 years old. Right? My mother has an accident. She fucked up her back again. She fucked up her back really fucking bad. Because of the way she fucked up her back in the accident, they took her LP license away because she could no longer lift up patients and shit. This is 1976. My mother is in the hospital. The priest walks in and tells my mother, sitting in the hospital room, well, you chose to go to work, then go to church. You worked on Saturdays. So this is God's punishment because you worked on Sundays. That's what the audacity of a fucking priest, a fuckless Catholic priest, came to my mother's hospital room and said, you had an accident because you worked on Saturdays and you weren't going to church, and this was God's punishment. My mother threw him the fuck out of the fucking room, and she never ever looked back at the Catholic Church. While she's in the hospital, flat out, you know, because her back is all fucked up. While she's in the hospital, a Billy Graham crusade comes on the TV at the church. A Billy Graham crusade. And that's when my mother accepted the Lord Jesus Christ. That's when my mother became a Christian. That's when that's when my mother's side of the family became Christian. And I was raised Christian after that. Now if you want to know what emo is a United States, no, not the United States. It's got the word United in it, but there's not States in it. Emo is a United Methodist now. Because what pissed me off is when, for years, going to Christian churches, I ran the soundboard in the church at a Christian church. Ran the soundboard. I would sing at a Christian church. I would do. I would even when I first got into public access television. I even used to record church services for the Christian church. And then they found out I was gay. And then they did this whole thing. Well, running the soundboard is part of a ministry, and you can't be part of a ministry of the church if you're gay. You can come to church all you want. You can come to our potluck suppers. You can go to all the mass, all the church services you want to. You can make sure you throw money in the offering plate. Hallelujah. But we can't have you singing. We can't have you running the soundboard. We can't have you doing anything part of the church. We can't have you doing anything hands-on in the church because you're a homosexual. So that made me. I finally had enough of that shit. So I walked out of the fucking. I stopped going to Christian church like 2013, 2014 because they wanted me to come every Sunday and throw money in that fucking. I was good enough to throw money in the fucking offering plate, but I wasn't good enough to sing in that fucking choir anymore because I was gay. I wasn't good enough to run their cameras anymore because I was gay. I wasn't good enough to run their sound system anymore because I wasn't gay. But just come in there every Sunday morning, hallelujah, praise Jesus, and put money in that offering plate. So after that, I stopped going to church. I stopped going to church. And ever since I left the actual body of a Christian, stopped going to a regular body of a church, there are two churches that I watch online. One of them is Thomas Road Baptist Church, which was started by the Thorwells. I watch that when I feel like it. And the church that I am a member of now is a Methodist church because the Methodist church welcomes gay people in with open arms. So I officially, out of the last 4 or 5 years, I have left the Baptist church and I am now a United Methodist. But I can't go to church because the church that I joined, there's a church that I joined because I like it really, really, really cool. And it's thousands of miles away from Emo. The church that Emo is a member of and belongs to is Cathedral of Hope. And guess what the Cathedral of Hope is? Dallas Fort Worth area. That's where Cathedral of Hope is. That's where if I want to send money to a church, that's where it goes, to Dallas, Texas. Because that's the church I like. Now, is there a United Methodist church in this town? Yes, there's a United Methodist in this church in this town, but I haven't actually gone to it yet because I enjoy, watching the one online. And if I want to sleep in on a Sunday, I could always watch the replay on YouTube. They're on YouTube, Cathedral of Hope at the Dallas Fort Worth. They are the largest LGBT church in the United States of America. They are the biggest gay church in the United States of America. And that's where Emo's church is. I'd love to go to church every day and be with those people. I'd love to walk in there and be with part of their congregation. But I'm not gonna leave here and go to Dallas Fort Worth every week to go to church. No, ain't fucking happening. So back to the reason why I use this moniker in this video is because yes, Emo became an ordained minister. I did it twice, 2010 and 2013. Because so let's say there's a woman watching my fucking live stream right now, and they want to become a reverend. Okay, so you go to universallife.church.com. You go to the universallife.com, and you get ordained. You do the ordained thing. You become an ordained minister, and you start doing what you want to do, and etc. etc. Now, when you go to the frequently asked questions after you get also on the website, it says, well, what happens if I get ordained and I get married? Or I get ordained and I change my name? And their suggestion under the frequently asked questions section is they believe that you should get ordained again, because it's a lot easier to go through the process a second time than changing their credentials. Okay? So that's why I did it twice. Not once, twice. So, like I said, this whole thing of, oh, we got a new dope and he's the greatest thing on earth. And no, he's just a man. He's just a man. Sorry. He's no better than he's no better than that priest a half a mile down the road. Yeah, that's the Catholic Church half a mile down the road. The guy they elected to dope is no different than the guy a half a mile down the road, in my opinion. You don't take one person and put him on the pedestal and call him the leader, call him the head, and fucking praise him. And like I said, my biggest issue with the fucking church is the essaying and graping of DABs. That is a big problem to me. That is a huge fucking problem to me. Because in my opinion, you do it one time, you get deflocked. You don't get to go to church, and we don't get, and we'll just cover it under a rug, and we'll pretend it doesn't happen. So you can go do it to 10 more over here, 20 more over here, 15 more over there, 16 more over here. No, it's one and done. You touch somebody, you lose you should lose your fucking priesthood. And that's why I don't have no respect for the fucking church. Because I don't like the essay of the ABs. I don't like it. I don't believe in it. I don't condone it. And that's just the way I fucking feel about it. You know, and then to think the nerve of that priest walking into my mother's hospital room in 1976 and saying, well, you chose work over church, so you deserve to have an accident. No, fuck you. Fuck you. Which is what my mother told him. So, oh yeah. So, so like I said, I've been an ordained minister since 2013, 2010. Did it twice. And the other thing I never told anybody on YouTube, here's another thing I never told anybody on YouTube. Not only did I get my credentials with the Universal Life Church, and even though I never really went out there and found people to marry and things, I pretty much kept it to myself. Do you realize you don't even need the Universal Life Church? If you live in Maine and you want to marry people, and you want the credentials to marry people, all you have to do is notify the Secretary of the State and become a notary public in Maine. Because any notary public in Maine can do a marriage. So yes, I had a notary republic license up until the time I got kicked out of fucking Maine. But I didn't tell anybody I kept it to my fucking self. So not only did I have the Universal Life Church backing me up, but I was also registered with the state of Maine as a fucking uh, certifier. You know, the one that fucking certifies fucking things. Notary public, that's what it's called. The one who notarizes things. It makes documents legal. I had a notary license. Sure did. So if I piss you off, I don't care. I don't like the essaying of altar boys. Sorry. Don't like it. I will never. And as long as the Catholic Church condones it, and as long as the Catholic Church moves priests from one church to the next church to the next church to the next church, it'd be like if Michael Jackson was a priest. Oh, he did it to a few in California. So then they move him to Colorado, and he does a few more in Colorado, and then they move him to New York, and he does a few more in Colorado, in New York, and then they move him to fucking Florida, and he does more in Florida, and then they move him to Texas, and he does more in Florida. Bullshit. You touch a kid, you lose your fucking priesthood. That's the way the Catholic Church should do it. But we don't want to get sued. We don't want to get we want to hide everything under the rug. And that's the way the Catholic Church has been doing it for years. Years. There was this woman, and this is another true story. There was this woman. She just recently died. She was a great woman. I think I met her twice. She was great. She had a great personality, and she was in Rhode Island. Her name was Marianne Sorrentino. She was a conservative talk radio show, like Rush. She was the woman's version of Rush Limbaugh. Only she never really hit it big. She was mainly in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and parts of Connecticut. She was big in New England, but she never went national like Rush. Because of her conservative views. Do you know the Catholic Church deflocked this woman in 1991? Go look it up. The deflocking of Marianne Sorrentino. Because she had, and guess what her crime was? She had people come on her show and talk about Planned Parenthood. She had people come on her show and talk about abortion. And they didn't like her having this Planned Parenthood, giving Planned Parenthood a forum. They didn't like her giving the people who want to do abortions a forum. So because all she did was go on the radio and let these guys on her church on her show, the Catholic Church deflocked her. Where she couldn't do communion, she couldn't do anything in the fucking Catholic Church. They took everything away from her. That happened in the late 80s. That happened in the early 90s. All because she had these guests come on. and it got back to the Pope, and they took no, I said deflocked. I said it wrong. They excommunicated her. That's the word I was looking for. They excommunicated her because she had the audacity to have Planned Parenthood on a fucking show. Go look it up. The excommunication of Marianne Sorrentino. Go look it up. Google's your friend. The church didn't like it at all. They didn't like some of the guests she had on, and the way she was doing her conservative talk show. So they fucking excommunicated her. I said deflocked, but I meant excommunicated her from the church. That's what they did to her. So when she just died within the last year or so, she wasn't even allowed to have a funeral in a Catholic church because they didn't like the conversation she had on a conservative talk show. That's the Catholic Church for you people. That's the Catholic Church. And if I was Catholic the way I come on YouTube and talk like this, if I was a Catholic, I'd be excommunicated right fucking now. Darren fucking T. Oh. So you can worship the Pope. You can put him on the pedestal. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But to me, he's a nobody. He's just a guy from the United States. No better than me. No better than Mike. No better than any person in this room. That's just the way I feel about it. But I don't bring the whole Reverend thing and wave it in everybody's face. And this is the first time I used the Reverend thing in one of my videos. Go look at any other of my YouTube video. When have you seen Reverend Emo Hallingwolf as my name in a fucking StreamYard? And all the time since StreamYard came out. Because I don't flaunt it. I don't tell people my shit. So, there you go. And to prove my point one more time. I'll show it to you. I'm not kidding you. I'm not fucking kidding you. Why is this not logged in now? Where's my other browser that I have it logged in on? My other browser. Yeah, I have it's my password fucking managing app, and you think I'm gonna log in that on YouTube and wherever they can see? Oh, that's his password manager. Oh, now we got all the Emo's passwords. Yeah, let's have fun. No, think I'm gonna be that stupid to open it on the monitor that you guys might be able to see. Oh my god. All right. So we go over here to where is it? Where the fuck is it? I know I have it. It's a weird fucking spelling, so I gotta find it. Oh my God! So like I said, that will always be an issue for me in the Catholic Church. I can't see, you know, the justification by, you know what priest is doing things that he shouldn't be doing, and you just move them from church to church to church to church to church. I don't get it. I don't. That just makes me. Why isn't that in here? Should be. Uh, I'm trying to find the fucking login for it. I know I have it. Where the hell did it go? Mm. All right, let me try this. I'm trying to find something, people. I know I haven't logged into it in a while, but I'm looking for a certain thing. If I can find it. Oh, that's ancestry. Come on. See, I still don't have my good computer back up here yet, so I might not have the password. I might not have the password in this one. I'm looking though. It should still be there somewhere. Mm, Why am I not finding it? That's gonna piss me off. Why can you never find anything when you're live and trying to make a point? So did the thing come?
Yep. Still
All right. So the fucking power supply for the computer is here, guys. It finally came in today.
guess that's what it is. It's heavy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be heavy. I gotta tell you something. I'm fucking shitless. Trying. I'm really, really, really fucking scared to put that in. Now I've had people say, "Oh, well, putting in a new power supply ain't that hard, emo. You'll be able to do it." I don't know. I'm having this unsteady moment here. I don't know if I can handle that. Oh, and guess what I got to deal with tomorrow? I already know that tomorrow, covering the Karen Reed trial is going to be a fucking disaster. Now you might say, Emo, how do you know it's going to be a fucking disaster? Okay, think about it. Think about it. Yesterday, Karen Reed trial. Think you're going to see the connection why I'm worried about tomorrow and having aggravation doing the Karen Reed trial. Streaming it. Um, Yesterday's Karen Reed trial was day 11. Okay, think about that. When follow along here. Wednesday show was day 11. Today's Karen Reed trial day. Well, what comes after 11? Right? So today's Thursday's today's proceedings was the 12th, right? Well, what comes after the 12th? A number that emo hates. A day that emo hates when it lands on it. So guess what? Tomorrow is a Friday. It's also the 13th day of the Karen Reed trial. And what is emo's number one fucking thing that emo can't stand? Come on, put it together. What is tomorrow? I know tomorrow is really what is today? What is today anyway? I can't even see it right now. So tomorrow, technically on the calendar, it's the 8th. Well, today's the 8th. So tomorrow on the calendar, it's Friday, May 8th. Okay? So it's not an actual. Next month, we have a Friday the 13th. Next month. But emo hates Friday the 13th. So tomorrow is Friday. And tomorrow is the 13th day, the 13th episode of trial. See where I'm going again? See where I'm going with this? I know I'm going to have aggravation tomorrow with the Karen Reed trial. Why? Because it's Friday the 13th, motherfuckers. Okay? Get it? So I'm not in a rush to fix the other computer because I want to get past episode 14 in the Karen Reed trial, and then I'll fucking boot up the other computer. You have no idea what I'm doing for the Karen Reed trial. So, yes, this computer is a piece of shit. The StreamYard thing didn't work. I had two people on YouTube that sent me money for 1 month of StreamYards so I could stream the fucking Karen Reed trial. But the problem with the problem with StreamYards is you can't set the bit rate on StreamYards. StreamYards wants to stream at fucking 780p and 1080 fucking p. So as soon as I turn the fucking second destination on fucking StreamYards, the fucking stream goes all the fucking shit. Because this is only an 8 gig piece of shit computer. So I went and did. So I had two backup computers. One of them is sitting. One of them is the one I'm on now, and then I had Mike's computer. Okay, because Mike also had a computer that he bought in 2017. It's a Walmart special. You can't do much shit with Mike's computer. So guess what I've had to do now to do the Karen Reed trial for the last 2 weeks since my computer went down because StreamYard didn't work. This computer I'm on now is running the audio to the radio station. And it's running the fucking feed to my Rumble channel. Mike's computer, which is sitting right over here, because one computer is right underneath the desk right here in the middle. Mike's computer is right fucking here. And to show you that I'm not fucking lying, over here in the corner, if I lift this up, right, see this back here? This, see me moving this? This is Mike's monitor right here in the corner. I got it sideways. So Mike's computer is running the Roku channel right here with the monitor sideways. Like I said, so I gotta run 2 fucking computers just to do the Karen Read shit. And they're both 8 gigs. So I got Mike's fucking computer right fucking here. My backup one is right here underneath this ashtray. Right here. So to do the Karen Read shit, I gotta run 2 fucking computers. And I'm running them on 2 different VPNs. Because, you know, with the trolls DDoSing people, you gotta fucking run. So I make sure the VPN on this one over here is different from the one over there. And I'm streaming them both with Prism. And when I do the audio to the radio station and Rumble with this one, the CPU is right at 75% the whole time. When I use Mike's, because his fucking CPU is a little bit smaller than this one over here, Mike's computer is running about 80% every time I stream to the Roku channel. So I got Prism Studio over here. I got Prism Studio on this one. So when I go to sidebar, I gotta click the little flag over here that comes up and says sidebar. And then I gotta run over here quickly to this one and hit the button where it says fucking sidebar on the stream. Then when I come back, I gotta take the sidebar off of this one, and then I gotta take the sidebar off of that one. Oh yeah, the Karen Read trial has been fucking hell this time without my fucking computer. And tomorrow is Friday the 13th, the 13th day of the trial, and it just happens to land on the Friday. Isn't that nice? Oh God. Ugh. So like I said, 2 different people sent me money for StreamYards. This is why you don't see any watermark in the top. I did do what I said I was gonna do. I was gonna try StreamYards to see if I could do the Roku channel on Rumble, and it's lagging like it was lagging like an asshole, because you can't see the bit rate on Prism. I can shut down. So when I'm streaming to Rumble on the Roku channel, because these 2 computers are a piece of shit, I have the bit rate set to 300 megabytes per second. Okay. And all these people that are in high def, all the other people who are streaming the case, they're streaming it at 2,400 megabytes per second. You people like Lauren Crime and fucking Court TV and NBC 10 in Boston. They're not streaming it at 300 megabytes per second. They're streaming it at 24 plus megabytes a second, which is 4 fucking K. So I'm not even, I'm way below fucking digital here. So I've been streaming a court case every fucking day. And yes, I got a YouTube channel too. So I wanted to run the YouTube channel too, but I don't have a computer right now with the capacity to run 3 channels. I gotta run two computers just to do what I have now. So, but I'll give you the links real quick before I leave the fucking YouTube live stream for a minute. So let's take this and go over the subscriptions. Let's take this and go over the subscriptions. All right. I want to go to my channel. Where the hell's my channel? All right, we'll go to view channel. So I will upload today's proceeding in a couple hours. Because what I do is I wait for it to load on. If I would have did it right after court, it would have been choppy. It would have been distorted. So what I do is I'm going about midnight tonight. Today's episode will get put on the YouTube channel. Okay, I do it in the middle of the night because I want to make sure that bitch is clean, and I want to make sure it's processed all the way. And once it's done processing on Rumble and it's been up for a few hours, then I take the Rumble live stream and I go blam and throw it on YouTube. So the Court TV channel on YouTube is right here. That's where it is. Okay. The Court TV channel on YouTube is right there. The what the hell was I gonna say? The Rumble channel is right here. So I gotta run 2 computers just to do just to stream the 2 fucking channels. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. But gotta do what I gotta do because it picked now to shit the bed. Couldn't wait until after the trial. No, it had to shit the bed now. So if you want to see day 12 before it gets up on YouTube, here's day 12 right here. Here's today's proceeding right now. So there you go. You got both links. Go click on it and go over there. Well, and you might say, Emo, why did you choose Rumble? Well, because I was hoping that I would get a lot of viewers on Rumble, and I was hoping I would make money on the Karen Read trial. That's what I was hoping. Because when I first looked on during jury selection, when I looked on YouTube, on Rumble, nobody was covering the case. Now there's like 6 bigger channels than Emo that are covering the case, and this is why Emo's getting no fucking viewers on fucking Rumble, because I thought Rumble was empty. I thought Rumble was going to be a platform where I monetize and could make money streaming the Karen Read trial. Yeah, that went over like a fucking Goodyear blimp filled with fucking cement instead of helium. That's how that went. So I ain't gonna be making no money off of this fucking Karen Read trial like I wanted to. I was hoping to be the only one on Rumble doing it, but nope. Whole bunch of assholes after jury selection showed up on fucking Rumble. So now I'm wasting my time basically streaming it to the law. Oh well. Oh. in conclusion, the last part of this video, I will do a more in-depth video in it later. But see, I want to give the main channel, I want to give the 2010 channel a break. Okay. But I wanted to come and talk about the Catholic Church and the Pope and all this shit. And I figured, all right, I'll come out in retirement on the main channel because I figured this was an interesting topic. But I don't plan on using the 2010 account that much right now. I just don't want to. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of it. So, anyways, there's another major announcement that's coming up. And seeing we're on the main channel, I'll talk about it right now. But I will make another video about it later on as it gets closer. On July 4th, emo is, well, excuse me, July 5th will be the last DJ Emo Halliwell show. Because I am tired of paying royalties on the station that nobody listens to. I am tired of paying because it just went up again on the fucking server. It's been going. It's now it was like $13.99. Now they want it. Now they want like $16.99 a month for the fucking radio, for the Shoutcast server. I can't fucking afford it anymore. So I decided. Because I started that station in 2007. We started it on the 17th of June. So the 17th of June, the WHWF radio station will be 18 fucking years old. I'm tired of trying to get it off the ground. I'm tired of trying to make it popular. I'm tired of throwing money on fucking royalties. I'm tired of throwing money on fucking servers. So I've already decided that after I was gonna stick it out another 2 more years, and I was gonna do it in 2027. But I'm done. I've had it. I'm burnt out. I'm done. So WHWF radio will be closing July 5th. I'm going to play the Boston Pops one more time on July 4th. I'm going to do the last DJ Emo Halliwell show on July 5th. And I'm not going to renew the server for July 5th. So it might stay running a couple of days after that. But then they'll suspend. What basically happens is they usually wait until about the 8th of the month to see if I'm going to pay the radio server. And if it ain't paid by the 8th or the 9th of the month, they usually fucking suspend it on the 10th. So it might still run on auto a couple of days after that. But when they suspend the server in July, that's it. I'm not renewing it. I'm done. I'm done throwing money into that fucking shit. And then there's other things, you know. Some Fridays I come on here and I'll have lots of energy like I have now. I'll have lots of energy where I'm ready to go. And then other Fridays I feel like absolute. I hate to call myself this. I'll feel like absolutely dog shit. I'll have no fucking energy. Then the fucking, I'm like, there's been Fridays where I've actually, literally, the last hour and a half of the show, I'm literally just sitting there like this, and the music's fucking playing, and I'm like, Will it be midnight? Will it be midnight? I just want to go to bed. Will it be midnight? And I'm limp thinking my way through a show and half-assing it. Because there are some Fridays where I feel like I just want to fucking drop fucking dead. I don't have the fucking energy to come on the fucking show and run the fucking show and run the show anymore. I'm burned out. I'm done. After 18 plus years of fucking DJing, I'm fucking done. So the radio station is closing, officially closing July 5th. That's it. I've had it. I'll do the final DJ Emo Halliwell show, and then that's going to be it. Because I'm done. And like I said, some Friday nights I have all the energy in the world, and then there's other Friday nights where I'm literally half-assing the show. And if it's going to be a burden to do the show, and you're not enjoying doing the show, and you're barely dragging your body for an hour and a half plus to make it to fucking midnight, and you're not putting any effort into the fucking show, and you're just doing it because you promised John, the owner of JDO Oldies Radio, that you would be there every Friday night from 9 to midnight, so you try not to let that other radio station down, and you try to do it, and you're dragging ass. To me, it's getting to the point where the show's not being ran professional anymore. It's just not. I don't have the energy that I used to have. It's time to give it up. So I'm only bringing it up now because we're on the main channel, and I don't know if I'm going to be on the main channel before that happens. So I figured I'd tell you because, you know, I'll give you another thing. I'll give you another example. Back in the 90s, right? Early 2000s, when Yahoo was around. Every fucking Friday night, I used to open up a fucking room, a private room on Yahoo, where my friends would come in, and I'd grab a fucking guitar, and I would sing 6 or 7 hours every fucking Friday night. I used to enjoy doing that. I used to do the rock and roll, I used to love jamming and fucking singing, and I could do that every fucking weekend. But over the last 6 or 7 years, I just don't want to do it anymore. I think the last time I went in that trailer and did music was the beginning of February. And then before that was New Year's. It used to be a time when I used to enjoy fucking singing and actually do that every fucking Friday night. Used to like jamming out. Used to like getting the karaoke machine out and jamming every Friday night. Now I'm at the point where no, I don't want to sing today. I don't. So it's been almost 2 months since I've been out there the last time singing. And the same way I got burned out with doing fucking music every fucking weekend is the same way that I'm getting with the DJing. I'm fucking burned out. 18 fucking years I've been running that cocksucker. 18 fucking years of throwing money away. First of all, the reason why my radio station was not popular is because, number one, there was too many of them out there. That's number one. Everybody thinks they can go rent a Shoutcast server and buy a copy of Sam's Broadcaster, and they think they're going to have all kinds of listeners and be the best radio station since sliced bread. If you ain't got a lot of friends and you ain't liked by a lot of people, you're pretty much pissing in the wind. You're a fucking needle in a haystack of trying to get people to find your fucking radio station. That's reality. It's been that way since 18 years ago. Then it got worse. You want to know how it got worse? Because then all of the FM radio stations and the AM radio stations decided that, oh, we can't have all these independent fucking internet people fucking broadcasting. We gotta go on the internet too. And then that made you even a trillion times more harder to be found. When they so first, there's always been too many out there. Then you had all the fucking FM and AM radio stations dogpiling on you. They had to go do it too. And then you had to have the assholes like fucking XM Radio and fucking Spotify and iTunes and Amazon Music adding to the haystack too. And then I would have people tell me, well, why should I listen to your playlist, Emo, when I can go over to iTunes and Spotify and I can create my own playlist and listen to my shit? That's why internet radio is a joke. There's too many fucking people out there doing it. And I've had enough. I've fucking had enough. I'm burnt out. I'm done. So, but yeah, I was hoping to make money on a Karen retrial because I'm like, everybody steals my shit, so I'll steal one of the network shit and I'll make money off the networks. Wrong. So basically, I guess you could say I'm streaming it because I'm watching it. Wasting my time is getting no views, but yeah, I just can't do the DJ show anymore. I'm burnt out. I'm shutting the doors. I've had it. I'm done. And then you can't get DJs because everybody wants to be paid. That's why there was never any real DJs over at my radio station because everybody wants money. When I first started getting in the public access channel, right? When I first started getting into the public access television, they had it where if you wanted to go tape a select meeting, you wanted to go tape a music event, you wanted to go tape something in town, you would go to the local access channel, you would sign out a camera, you go to the event that you wanted to cover, film or record or however you want to call it, and then they would let you use the camera as long as you submitted a copy to the fucking access channel. And you used to have to do that volunteering. Well, and it was like that for a long time. Even the one in Maine was like that. Then all of a sudden, in late 2017, 2019, between 2017 and 2019, the public access channel in Mexico, Maine kept calling for volunteers, and nobody would come. I was running ragged, going to 4 different fucking towns a week, taping fucking selectmen meetings because nobody wanted to volunteer. So then the board decided, well, maybe if we give everybody a $25 fucking stipend, we can get more people to volunteer. We can get more people to record stuff on the public access channel. So then they started paying people $25 a meeting. Oh, and once they started paying people, they had all kinds of volunteers, and the more things you could fill them in the community, the more money you got. Because everybody wants to be paid. Then good old COVID-19 comes in. I'll call it COVID-19 because we're not getting into the fucking, the conspiracy theory of it. So I can say COVID-19 without it being flagged because we're not actually talking about the thing. What pisses me off, we used to have a public access channel in this town. Because the 19 came in, it's no longer around. Because it couldn't get funding from the towns anymore. Okay? It couldn't get funding from the towns anymore, so it fucking faded away. Because now with the 19 going around, everybody had to stay locked up. You weren't supposed to go anywhere. You're supposed to stay in your house. So a lot of these municipalities went out and got fucking Zoom equipment. And some of these town governments do their meetings on YouTube. Because they don't need the guy on public access channel anymore, because now since COVID happened, all the towns are now doing their own thing. But what pisses me off with the towns doing their own thing is when a person was doing it. When a person was doing it, we were told that whoever was talking, you aimed the camera at that person. You know how the selectmen meetings are now since COVID? I see this all the time. Go look up John Felix YouTube channel. Go look up the Armed Fisherman YouTube channel. Go look at the meeting from Clearwater. Go look at the council meetings from Okeechobee, or however you fucking say it. Now these fucking towns, since COVID, they put one camera in the room and it's zoomed all the way out. And the camera's got the whole board on the screen. And the camera doesn't move. All the people that are sitting behind the desk, all the city council meeting people, all the people that are sitting behind the desk look so goddamn tiny and blurry, you can't make out any of their faces. Because that became, so a lot of the access channels folded after COVID, because what happened is the cable companies pay the fucking towns franchise fees for having the fucking cable in your town. And what the access channels do is they go to the town and they ask for some of those franchise fees that they get from the cable companies to be able to do business in the town. They go to the town and they ask for some of those franchise fees to be given back to the local access channels, the public access channels, Well, now when these access channel people come over here to the town and say, we want some of the franchise fees from the cable company, the town says no, because we got our Zoom thing now. So go look at council meetings on YouTube. They're all done that way now. The fucking camera is zoomed out from the panel. You can't see any. The camera doesn't move on who's talking, doesn't get a close up of who's talking, doesn't go to the podium of who's speaking at the podium. It's just 12 fucking guys sitting at this long fucking table, and you can't see any of these people because the camera's so zoomed out and the fucking. That's what public access channels has become to. COVID killed a lot of fucking public access channels. That's why I started my own one. That's right. I run a public access channel right here in town. It's on the internet only. I went on eBay and bought it for $250. I bought a camera. I have a 20-year-old fucking camera that I go around town and record things with. And then I put them online. Because nobody's doing it around here anymore. And I go to our council meetings YouTube, and the fucking camera is zoomed all the way the fuck out. And you can't. It's like, to me, that's no way to fucking tape a meeting. If Lady Di's sitting at a fucking podium, Lady Di's the mayor, and she's sitting in this big bank of people behind this long fucking table, right? When Lady Di's talking, the way I would do it, if Lady Di was in the middle, I would zoom the camera in on Lady Di, give her a tight shot on Lady Di. You would see her whole head in the fucking TV screen while she's talking. And then let's say over here at this end of the table, you got on the same. I'd zoom out from Lady Di, turn the camera, and then you would have a full view of Honest Abe. And then if Nemesis was at the other end of the table, I'd turn the camera and get a full view of Nemesis. But now these selectmen meetings, they just put a fucking camera in the middle, and you get what you get. That's it. To me, that's no way to run a fucking meeting. To me, that's no way. So, like I said, I'll give you a couple more channels. Here's another channel to see what I'm talking about. Look up another channel on YouTube called Leroy Truth Investigations. Leroy Truth Investigations. Look him up. Look another guy up by the name of Cristo, also known as Jersey Watcher. And go look at the council meetings in New Jersey. Again, same setup, one camera, zoom way the fuck out. You can't see who's up here on the panel. To me, that's a half-assed way of running the meeting. It's a real half-assed way of fucking running the meeting. It is. So yeah, COVID fucked with a lot of public access channels. People ain't recording. Nobody's going out into the community. I'm the only one that's taping the concerts in the park. I'm the only one that's taping the Italian festivals in this town. I'm the only one that goes to the Catholic Church in June and tapes their fucking 4-day festival. I don't see anybody picking up a camera in my fucking town and filming anything anymore. Public access in this area where I live is fucking dead. But I hate when they do that at a fucking meeting. We'll just put a camera in whatever it gets, it gets. Then that's not a way to run a show. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find one real quick. Let me see if I can find one real quick. Let me see if I can find one. So let me go to. And then the other thing a lot of these towns do is when they do the council meetings, there's one city council meeting that Leroy Truth goes to in fucking New Jersey. They don't even use the fucking sound system. You can't hear these people because they refuse to use a fucking PA system. You know, it bugs my shoddy work, bugs my asshole when they take a camera and do this at a government meeting. That just burns my asshole. I can't stand it. To me, that's not doing it right. I hate, and that's what's going on in America. We've become lazy. And I hate laziness. If you're going to film a meeting, film the meeting where everybody can be seen. Let me see if I can find one of his fucking videos here. But yeah, the film. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. COWN. All right, let me see if I can go to a live stream here. Come on.
Pledge allegiance. Of item number 25.
Yeah, this is the way city council meetings look like now. I'll give you an example right here. Look at this one. This is where Jersey Watcher lives, okay? And I'm not doxing him because everybody knows where Jersey Watcher lives, okay? So if I present the screen, look at the screen now. This is a meeting in Nutley, New Jersey, okay? And look how this is shoddy fucking work. And like I said, back in the day when public access channels were great, I would have never filmed the fucking meeting this way. I would have never allowed it. Yeah, watch this a minute. Let me present this for you a minute. Look how far back the camera is. You ready? Here we go.
We're $7 million and somehow we need to get it back.
See, we're 7 million.
And they need to
You'll-
go to jail for that.
Look,
It's not, from everything that I've looked at, that would be a leap that's beyond.
now the one that you're hearing right now is this guy right here in the corner where my mouse is. Is it far right? Can you see him? Or does that guy look like a blur to you? This is the way towns are doing it now since COVID. We don't need public access anymore because we just plant the camera in the middle. And then you can't even see the fuck all the way on the right talking. You can't even see him at all. You can't even make out his fucking face. This is shoddy fucking government work right here.
What would be reasonable?
Absolutely. An investigation is a fact-finding endeavor to figure out what happened, how it happened, and how to prevent it in the future, and to provide us with those answers. And so I'm sure we are all looking forward to those answers. Just to dovetail a little bit, there's been nothing that's been shown that anything is missing or stolen. It was spent.
See, now this guy over here in the black is talking now. Can you see him? Can you see him at all? That to me is shoddy work. And that's how all the governments are doing it now since COVID. We don't need public access channel anymore. We're just fucking throw a camera in the middle and it gets what it gets. And then the people that go up to the podium, you can't even see who's talking at the podium when somebody goes up to that podium because their back is to the camera. We never did that shit. I never ran a meeting like this. All right, so I'm going to show you guys something for you technocrats out there, and then I'm going to end this live stream. I see Lady Di's putting links in there. That's good. I'm going to turn off my camera for a minute because I want to show you guys something. I want to show you something. But I had to go out in the other room to get it. Matter of fact, the camera, this camera is so fucking old, you can't even get the tapes for it anymore. That's right. You heard me right. You can't even get the fucking tapes for it anymore. Because it's that fucking old. All right, let me turn on the light here. We need light for this. So this is the original this is the original model camera. I'll show it on screen in a minute. That I started taping selectmen meetings with way back in the early 2000s. You can't even get you can't even get the tapes for this anymore. So everybody's gonna say, Emo, how are you recording things then? Whatever, you can't get the tapes. All over here in this little box. This is for the people who have old cameras like this. This was actually made in 2000, 2001. That model came out. This is as old as 9/11, for Christ's sake. Can't even get the tapes anymore. So, what you do is you use this little guy. This is my buddy right here. That brings that old school camera to the modern age. So you take this like this. Which I'm not gonna actually waste your time and hook it up. But over here, you have the old school RCA plugs in there. See them in there? If I can get that thing out of the way. The old RCAs, the old RCA type plugs. There's three of them. There's one down there, down the bottom that you can't see. You're yellow, you're white, you're red. So you take your yellow, your white, and red, and you plug it into the camera, and then you plug it into this thing right here like this. You take this thing, and you match the colors, of course, and you plug the other one into the and my battery pack is in the car, so I can't really. Well, I can. I guess I didn't think one of my battery packs was in here, but I have one. Come here. Come over here. So you take this little thing, you plug this, you plug this one in here, like that. So you got your RCA wires, you got your power cable in there. Nope, don't fall. You plug your battery pack to it. It comes on. Then you take this end over here and you put it in on the RCA plugs. This is how you make an older camera record new shit. So you plug it in there like that. All right, come on. So you plug that like this. All right, come on. So if I put this camera over that way at Trumpy Bear, we'll use Trumpy Bear for the fucking analogy. All right. See, Trumpy Bear's over there in the corner, right? Of course, I got it sideways because it's on the bed. But I'll zoom that camera in on Trumpy Bear. No. So now my camera's on. It's facing Trumpy Bear, right? And now look at this, people. Can you see Trumpy? Can you see Trumpy Bear in the viewfinder? See him sitting over there? You see Trumpy Bear sitting on the end table? You see him? Then you take this. That's a micro SD card right there. So you can either put a micro SD card in there, or you can I put tape on this so I can find it. It's black. It looks to get lost. Or you can fucking plug one of those USB guys in it. And now all I gotta do is hit this record button, and whatever that camera sees, it will record. See, now if you look at the viewfinder at the top, way up in the top, if I can get it to show up. See the red letters at the top? That means it's recording. See the red numbers? So this is the camera I use to record shit in concerts and sitting down. This is how I can convert. This is how I convert it. Okay, see how easy that works? Then when you're done saving the file, you just hit the button. Hit the power button. Now you see at the top, now that I turned it off, let me see. the red, see all the red numbers at the top are gone. That were up here in the corner. You don't see that anymore. So that's how you make an old camera go this way. So that's my little adapter kit for this camera. Because like I said, these fucking things you can't get anymore. They're very hard to find. You can't find these anymore. They're impossible. Very impossible to find them. So, yep. When I go tape stuff in so when I go to do the public access thing, this is what I do. Like I said, I use my RCA plugs to this, to a battery pack. And then once this gets power, you can plug the USB in. And put the camera on studio mode. And whatever the camera sees will get recorded on this USB. Pretty neat, huh? That's how you can convert old stuff to new stuff. So that, like I said, that was for the technical gurus out there that are into technical stuff. And as you can tell, I baby this shit. Now, I'm trying to save up the money for it, but it's very expensive. And I'm not asking for money. I'm just saying I'm trying to save up the money for it. Because it's about $40 fucking dollars, and I'll get it eventually. The only thing I don't like about this is I have to run the power cable to a battery pack. It's a pain in the ass. But I found on Amazon. It's on my list to get. See, this Sony battery pack. Okay. They have one on Amazon, which is identical to this. The only thing that with the one on Amazon, instead of running this battery pack to run this right here, the battery pack has a USB in the top. Okay, so I'd actually be able to plug this into the battery and run the camera and this off the one battery. I have them on Amazon, but like I said, they're about $50 fucking dollars. So eventually I want to upgrade this battery where it has a USB in it and I can just go like this. And then hook it on the back of the camera. But I love my Sony cameras. These are fucking great. You can't kill these things. They're really good. The only thing that's not original on this camera the only thing that's not original on this camera, of course, is my cell phone sometimes goes up here. So that's not original. And of course, the windsock. It didn't come with a windsock, so I had to make my own custom made windsock. So how I made that is I bought a 6-pack of one of these. Okay. You know, these styrofoam things that go on microphones. I bought a package of those. I put one on here, one on the mic out there in the trailer, and then I put a slit in one. I put a slit in the yellow one. See, I put a little hole in the yellow one, and then I stuffed a gray one inside the yellow one. Because you can't buy these cameras are so old you can't buy the windsock for this shit anymore. So I had to make my own windsock. It might look retarded, but it works, and I don't care. But like I was saying with this fucking thing I baby, because I don't want it getting wrecked, because it's the only way I can film things in town or record things in town. That's just a bigger power cable in the box. So this goes in here. I keep this in here. Like this. So I got I got 3 big festivals coming up that I'm going to be recording that are like 3 days long. The festivals kill me. The festivals absolutely kill me to record the festivals. Because there's one festival where they play 39 hours of music, where they have 39 hours of rock and roll bands coming up on the stage. And the last time I did that festival, it took me 14 days. 14 days to edit 38 hours of fucking music. Took me 14 fucking days. So, yeah, I baby this. I keep this in the box. I go, and when it's not connected to the camera, it goes away in its box. See, I keep it nice and neat. That's how it goes away. And I've had this thing for almost 2 years now, and this is still the original box because I baby this thing. I keep it. But if you want to, if you have an older camera and you need one of these for an older camera, this is what it's called. So you guys can see it. Let me see. You can buy it on Amazon. It might be backwards, but you can figure it out. I hope it's showing up right to you guys. It's showing up backwards on my screen. But I'm sure you can write it down and transpose it to the right direction. So we got concerts in the park that are starting up. Big festival in June, and then 2 of them in August. Now, you might say, Emo, why did you buy a camera from 2001? Well, this model camera, this Sony camera, was the very first camera that I started when I started doing public access shit. And in the early 2000s, this was the model camera that came out. So this was built in 2001. It's as old as 9/11, people. Why did Emo buy something that old when I decided to start the Access channel up actually I started it about a year ago. June will be a fucking 1 year anniversary, going on the 2nd year. Do you know what a new one of these costs? A brand new one of these? They have a brand new Sony camera right now. Identical to this, but newer. $1,800 fucking dollars, right? $1,800 to $2,000 right now. One of these cameras goes for. There's also a second one, and there's also another one that I would love to get, but I'm not monetized, so I have to run old junk because I'm not made of money. There's another professional camera that's on Amazon right now, which is a Panasonic. Oh, I forgot to put a cable away. It's a Panasonic, and that one will allow me to actually live stream to the internet. They want $1,600 for that sucker. $1,600 for that fucking sucker. And I don't make a dime. When I take these festivals in town, I don't make a fucking dime. I do it old school, the way the fucking access channels used to be. I do it all volunteer. I don't make a fucking dime. Literally. And I'm not going to tell you guys where the channel is because you'll know where my location is. So that part of my private life, you guys don't get to know where it is. Because I'm not going to tell you. Lady Di knows where it is. Because I sent her some of the videos. Lady Di knows where it is. Oh yeah, I had some fun last year taping some really good groups last year. I actually fucking enjoyed that last year. It was really, really cool. All right, so now we're back to the mic. Get up there. All right. Stop presenting, I said. No more presenting. All right. Why is that other one not? All right. So that's what this camera can do, people. Old but not dead. Now, if you notice on those 4 songs I played, there is one thing I got to change on this. I got to buy a wide angle lens because if you notice how much panning around I had to do with this camera to record those videos. This doesn't have a wide angle lens on it right now. And yes, I can buy a wide angle lens for this for about $15. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not asking for a donation for it. But as you can see, I can't get the whole band with this camera. That's a downfall because it needs a wide angle lens. So that's what I got to work on. I'm going to work on getting a wide angle lens for this summer. Because like I said, doing it standard like that, I can only, if it's a 10-piece band, I can only get through maybe 2, maybe 3 people out of the band on the camera at one time. I can't get the whole shot because I don't have a wide angle lens for it. I know where to get them. You can find them. Even though that's a 2001 camera, you can still find them on good old eBay. That's where you can find them. So, yeah, that needs a wide angle lens. Definitely needs a wide angle lens. That's what it needs. It needs a wide angle lens. But other than that, I love doing this. Concert season's coming up in about 2 weeks. I can't wait. Oh yeah, close the lens cap, Emo, before you get dirt all in your lens. Oh yeah, that pissed me off. I went to that one I can't show you. Because I got permission to record it, but the stipulation of recording that one event was it can't go on YouTube. It can go on my Facebook for the public access channel. It can go on the place where I post the videos for the access channel, but he said because of the music, he pays for the royalty, the licensing of the music in the show, and he asked me not to put his music on YouTube. There was an Elvis impersonator that I went and recorded last October. And before that show, I left the lens cap open like this on the camera. See how it's open? And I didn't close it. And I'm filming I got the thing on the tripod. You can also hold it this way. If you tighten the strap, you can hold it this way. If you make the strap tight enough. It's not tight enough to do it right now. So I got this on the tripod, and I'm taping the Elvis show. And he's walking around the field, and I'm following him around the Elvis show, right? And then it happened to be one spot where he walked out into the sunny part of the field. When he did that, or walked into the lighter part of the field, all I saw, and I was pissed because it was on the video. Because somehow, not only did I leave it open, but I touched the lens somehow. I filmed that show, and every time he went to that one particular side of the stage, in the fucking video, you could see Emo's fingerprint on the fucking screen. I was so fucking pissed. So, I don't know if the lens cap was open like this, not shut, and mounting it or dismounting it off the tripod. Maybe I stuck a finger in there. But while I was, and I didn't see it in the viewfinder until I got to that one spot of the stage where he was standing in the sun. And then I saw it. I was like, cocksucker. And to me, that ruined the show, but I released it anyway. I fucking released it anyway, but that pissed me off. So, yeah, close the fucking lens cap before you get dirt on the fucking lens again. So, like I said, the reason why I made this video is I don't see a big deal in celebrating the Pope. I'm not Catholic. I don't condone the Catholic Church, like I said, the main point of the live stream is, I'll repeat it for the people that missed it from the beginning. I was like, oh, they elected a new dope, no big deal. My issue with the Catholic Church is this. They catch a priest doing things that he shouldn't be doing. So instead of deflocking the guy, throwing him out of the church, they move him to Paris, to Paris, to Paris, to Paris, to Paris, so he can continue to SA altar boys. That's my biggest problem with the Catholic Church. Every time that comes up, they do everything in their power to cover it up, to hide it. To me, it should be one and done. A priest touches a kid, it's over. You're out. You lose your fucking license to become a priest. You're out the fucking door. You don't get transferred to Paris, to Paris, to Paris, to Paris to keep fucking doing it. That's always been my biggest pet peeve with the Catholic Church. And I don't believe in putting a guy on a pedestal and making him a god in the Catholic Church. I don't believe in that. That's why I said, to me, he's a dope. I've called the Pope a dope since John Paul in the 80s. Okay? So, like I said, I don't support the Catholic Church because of the essaying of altar boys. I don't think it's right. That's my biggest problem with the Catholic Church, people. So everybody's making a big deal. Oh, we got a new dope. Oh, yeah. It's the first one from the United States. And oh, my God. The best thing in the... Please. Please. Get away from me, boy. Get away from me. You bother me. You bother me. Go away. So. And again, how you make an old digital camera like this work when you can't get tapes for them anymore is you buy one of these. Okay, you buy one of these, and that will allow you to use new format on an old format machine. You can also hook this up to a VCR and rip your VCR tapes. Now you tell me. Don't even get me started on the VCR tapes, because I had a lot of VCR tapes that I lost because of the fucking trolls getting me kicked out of fucking Kimball Avenue, where I could have used this now. Because you can convert video VCR tapes to digital with this. Because you've seen how I hooked the RCA cable to the camera. Well, you can hook this up to a VCR the same fucking way and copy your videotapes. I had videotapes that were irreplaceable that I lost in that basement because I couldn't get them out of that house in time. I'll give you the short version. Back in 1994, you had Woodstock 1994. They had 2 packages on pay-per-view. The 2 packages that they had on pay-per-view, you could pay for. Well, it actually had 3 packages. I take that back. You could pay for all the you had a choice. You paid one price and you got all the music from the North Stage. You paid another price and you would get all of the music from the South Stage. If you paid the deluxe version of it, you would get all of the concert from the North and the South Stage. So, to give you an example, what they did is they would play, let's say Joe Cocker was on stage 1, the North Stage. Well, Joe Cocker finishes his set. They would go to the South Stage. Well, maybe Crosby, Stills, and Nash was setting up on the main stage. So after Joe Cocker, they went to the Cranberries. Well, when they left, this is why I said I miss having these tapes. I paid the deluxe version, so I had both stages. Now, what happens is, so Joe Cocker finishes on the North Stage. Right? Joe Cocker finishes on the North Stage. They go to the Cranberries in the middle of their set, while Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young are setting up the stage on the North Stage. They go to the Cranberries in the middle of the set. Right? So, you see the Cranberries come on, and they're right in the song, You Mystify Me, You Mystify Me. They're in the middle of Mystify Me. And then they do Linger, and then they do 2 other songs. And the Cranberries end their set. Go look up the Cranberries on Woodstock 94. You can't find the whole set. Emo had it. Why did Emo have it? And I could have put it on YouTube if I had this, back in 2020, and the fucking trolls would have not got me kicked out of that house. Because when you bought the deluxe package of the Woodstock 94 concert, what happened was they were only allowed to play music at 2 o'clock in the morning. To 2 o'clock in the morning. So from 2 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning, if you paid for the deluxe version of the concert, they replayed all the shit from the South Stage in the middle of the night. So if you had the either the North or the if you had the basic package, you didn't get to see the replay of the Cranberries. So my point is, when you Google the Cranberries at Woodstock 94, you only see 4 songs. I had the full 1 hour and 40 minutes full set in the basement on Kimball Avenue, which I lost when I got thrown out of that house. I have yet to this day to be able to find the full hour plus set of the Cranberries at Woodstock, because not too many people bought the deluxe package. That's what they did. So it became nonstop music and I had all the bonus material that I have never seen on YouTube. I had it on tapes down in that basement. Where if I would have had this and I still had all my tapes, because the trolls would have left me alone. So that's lost media. Nobody's got it. And seeing that I had that, it might have been worth money someday, assholes. But no, you decided to fuck with my landlord to get her to fucking sell the house, which got me fucked. So you can Google the Cranberries at Woodstock 94, but you won't find the full set. Emo had the fucking full set down in the basement, cocksuckers. Because I paid the extra. I burnt out 2 VCRs. I had 2 video VCRs recording Woodstock 94. Now everybody's gonna say, Emo, how did you do that? Because I had 2 VCRs hooked up to the fucking to the fucking cable box when I was living in Johnston, Rhode Island. On 129 Shun Pike in Johnston, Rhode Island. I can give the address because the house is no longer there. It's been torn down. And what happened is I kept alternating between 2 VCRs. And those 2 VCRs were running back to back for 78 hours fucking straight. And they died shortly after Woodstock 94. I had to buy new VCRs because I literally killed the machines running them that long. How I did it is I had 2 VCRs on top of one another with the tape ready to go. So if this one started Woodstock, and I set the tapes for 4-hour play instead of 6-hour because I wanted to get somewhat when you change the VCR tape to 6 hours, the longer the tape ran, the shitty the quality it was. So 4 hours, this tape up here would run in the VCR. When I would watch the counter on the VCR, because they were like 3 times the size of this, I'm using cigarette packs in this analogy. When the cock on the thing would get almost to the end of the tape, in between songs, I would pause this VCR and hit the record on this one. Then the bottom one would record for 4 hours. While the bottom one was recording for 4 hours, there was another tape reloaded into the top one. And when the bottom one got to the 4 hour mark, I'd pause the bottom one and start the top one. Yeah, I had 78 plus hours of Woodstock footage that is now in the Rangeley fucking dump. Because the trolls thought it would be cute to get Emo thrown out of his fucking house. A house that he had no intention of ever moving from. That now he's living with one of his friends, being a goddamn freeloader because Emo couldn't stay in his fucking house. Shit like that pisses me off. I had all kinds of Disney Sunday movies down in that basement that I could have been taping over with this. That's one of the things I used to think was stupid. Disney used to do the Disney Sunday movies. I had all kinds of them. Movies that were never released, where Disney took several $1 million, made a Sunday night movie, played it once, and then never played it again. I have a lot of those movies. They're impossible to find now. One of my most favorite movies that I had original copy to, which I lost it, was called The Blue Yonder, which was that one they put on a videotape. But of course, they took 10 minutes out of it. They took the 10 minutes. I had the 10 best minutes downstairs on a VCR tape that they took out of the fucking movie that I always wanted to, edit it back in, and never had a chance to do so because I lost that tape when I got thrown out of Kimball Avenue. There was a scene in that movie that's cut out. Okay. This kid goes back in time to rescue his grandfather, who wants to fly across the Atlantic. He goes back in time to warn his grandfather. If he would have went the other route, he would have made it. But his grandfather went a different route and he didn't make it. So he goes back to warn the grandfather. He goes back in time. He's walking. He's in 80s clothes back in the 1920s. In 80s clothes, he walks up by a gas station, and he's walking around the town, and there's a guy at a filling station with one of those old-fashioned fucking gas pumps. You know, the ones you had to literally fucking pump it by hand, and he's filling a fucking car with the handheld pump. Kids walking by the gas station, right? The sign, the cent sign on the gas station, where it tells you how much gas costs. The cent sign falls off the sign. The other side of the cent sign is the dollar sign. So the guy at the gas station attendant yells over the kid, "Hey kid, would you mind fixing that sign for me?" And the kid, being from the 1980s, he doesn't put it where 1 cent a gallon of gas was showing. He puts the $1 sign up. And people are going to this gas station. You're going by the gas station in the movie. You're nuts. You're a moron. Because again, the kid's from 1980s, back in the 1920s, and he marked the fucking gas at $1 a gallon instead of 1 cent a gallon. gas station scene part was cut out on the VHS tape when it was released by Disney. Then the kid goes into a general store. And the general store is called McDonald's. It's a mom and pop antique store from the 1920s. He says, "Can I get some gum, please?" And the guy hands him gum. And he reads the thing and it's got sugar in it. And the kid says, "Can I have sugar-free?" Because back in the 80s, they had it sugar-free gum. And he's like, "No, you can't have sugar-free. You got to buy it." Because right on the counter is a bag of sugar. Okay? So the guy from the 1920s doesn't know that sugar-free means gum with no sugar in it. So that was a little funny part they took out of the fucking movie. Then also while he's at this old mom and pop hardware store, McDonald's, he sees that he walks back into the guy and he says, "Can I have a quarter pounder?" And the guy's like, "A quarter pounder what?" "Well, this is McDonald's in it, isn't it? I thought you specialized in quarter pounder hamburgers." And the guy says, "No, we don't sell that in here." And the kid leaves the McDonald's store. And then the guy's at the counter going like this. "Ah, a place that sells hamburgers by the name of McDonald's. Nah, you'll have to sell 1,000,000 of them." And it was a McDonald's joke. They took it out of the original fucking movie. I had those deleted scenes down in the basement, cocksuckers. Okay? That I'll never get back. Along with the extras of Woodstock. So, yeah, I could have used this a few years ago. But all my tapes are gone, all my records are gone, all that shit's gone because a bunch of MAGA trolls decided, "Oh, let's get emo thrown out of his fucking house. For the lulz, let's do it." So a lot of people got pissed off at me the other day because I said a remark about Andrew's daughter. "Well, you're going real world, emo. Leave the kids out of it." Didn't Andrew go real world on me when he called my fucking landlord? Didn't Andrew go real world on me when he fucked with the electric company? So don't talk about me going real world on Andrew's fucking daughter when he went real world too. So I don't want to hear that real world shit. Because Andrew ain't no fucking innocent fucking person out there. He's not. So I don't have that footage anymore. It's all gone. Because I got thrown out of the house. By trolls that people going real world on Mike that didn't do anything to anybody. I still think when we were living in Florida that somebody got him fired from Circle K. I know it was a troll that did it. Because the manager's like, "I really don't want to do this, but it came down from corporate." Yeah, because MAGA trolls got a hold of corporate and got fucking Mike fired from his fucking job. Right. So don't talk about me going real world on people when Reebok gone real fucking world on me. I don't want to hear that fucking shit. Because if you would have left the fucking landlord alone and she wasn't getting fined and harassed by the building inspector because you guys couldn't leave shit around. There was nothing wrong with that, y'all. yard on Kimball Avenue. All those vehicles were registered, except for the motorhome that was being torn apart. You want to say my yard was terrible, but look at Rick Crude's fucking yard, right? Go look at Rick Crude's fucking yard, where he's got boards missing off the house. Well, I had to take the boards off to wire a new stove in. 4 fucking years later, the boards are still off the motherfucking house. Hello? And like I said, people are talking about the people I threaten. The only reason why I haven't gone after some people, there are 2 reasons why I haven't made good on the threats where I threaten people. 1, I ain't got the money to come get you because you decided to get me demonetized. And I don't piss in my tank. That's number 1. And number 2, a lot of you keyboard warriors hide in your fucking basements. You gotta know where emo lives, but David Johnson won't give me an address. Billy the Fridge won't give me an address. Hum Along if you can't sing along won't give me a fucking address. Andrew won't give me a fucking address. But they all gotta know where emo is, right? Just saying. Just fucking saying. So, I meant what I said. People want to go real world on me. I want real world on them. And then they want to talk about, well, you shouldn't have said this and you wouldn't have said that. Well, according to Honest Abe and other people are now, rumor mill has it that Gary Snowflake was a fake character. Well, if that means that Gary Snowflake was a fake character, anything I said about his kids was theatrical. It doesn't. You can't call me racist for that because it doesn't exist. If Gary was a fake character on the internet that was killed off, because that's Abe's theory, not my theory. I think Gary's really burning in hell, but I'm going by Abe's theory here. So everybody calls me racist because of what I said about Gary's kids. Well, how do you even know Gary even really had kids? And how do you even know they were fucking mixed race? Because did he ever show them on YouTube one fucking time? No, he didn't. And I'll say it again. Everybody loves to rub that fucking Cumberland Street video in my face. There were no Mexicans living on Cumberland Street. There were no Afro-Americans living on fucking Cumberland Street. What lives on Cumberland Street is a lot of white trash and Somalian people. That's what lives on Cumberland Street. So to say, oh, he's being racist on that Cumberland Street video, again, null and void. Doesn't hold water because the video was untrue. The nationalities that I mentioned in that video did not exist on that street. Therefore, that video is null and void. Just saying. So we got Justin Bieber out there making jokes about black people, singing one less lonely N-word, one less lonely N-word. I'm not singing that. Justin Bieber was singing that. And then Justin Bieber's caught on video saying, why are black people afraid of chainsaws. And then he goes, run the N-word, okay? Making it sound like a chainsaw, okay? So it's all right for Justin Bieber to get a pass for his racist actions. It's all right for Mel Gibson to get a pass for his racist actions. It's all right for Don Imus to get away with his racist actions. Roseanne's back on TV again, so she's gotten a pass for her racist actions. But Emo is not allowed to get a pass for his racist actions, right? It doesn't compute, people. And I'm going to continue to bitch about that because I lost a lot of fucking shit because you girls couldn't mind your business. That's just the way I feel about it. If you didn't fuck with the landlord, I'd probably still be living there. Andrew, so if I mess with you, you went real life on me. You fucked with the electric company. You fucked with my landlord. You fucked with building inspectors. So if I want to say nasty shit about your daughter, I got the right to say nasty fucking shit about your daughter because you went real world on me first, cocksucker. So all the people that were bitching at me last week said, "Oh, you shouldn't have brought kids into it." Well, he shouldn't have brought my electric company into it. He shouldn't have brought the building inspector into it. He shouldn't have brought my landlord into it. He shouldn't have brought Mike into it by making a fucking mockery out of me and Mike's wedding video. So Andrew ain't fucking innocent. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. He's not fucking innocent. Now with that, like I said, I don't give a fuck that we have a new pope. I could care less that we have a new dope. The dope means nothing to me. That's what it means. The dope means nothing to me. And if that offends Catholics, I don't give a fuck. Just keeping it real, I don't give a fuck. So I'll see you later.